Hello and welcome to another Coding Geeks video. Now we're talking about base64 encoding and decoding. Hello, X.
Hello.
Yes. I'm opening your playground. We talk about base64. So base64 is just encoding any sequence of bits into character representation. Like you have a bit sequence like this. It converts them in a sequence like this. So the purpose is you can transmit this in ASCII maybe. So you have 1 byte, 2 bytes, 3 bytes, 4 bytes, not bits. You would have bytes. You understand? If you would transfer in ASCII, you would send 48, 49, 48, 49. If we transmit it this way. So if we want to transfer a byte, we transfer a value from 0 to 255 for each byte, 1 byte. But sometimes you cannot transmit numbers directly. Sometimes you have to transmit text, like in an email header or in the from field, you have plain text. Or maybe the email title is better. And there you have a smiley. Or special characters like ä, you have maybe characters you cannot transmit in your channel, but you need them. You want those special bytes, but you cannot have a null byte here. You cannot have this here, but you can turn your bit sequences or your bytes into a different encoding and use only letters and use letters to encode the data. Can you follow me?
Yes.
So in base64 is base64 means it has 64 different characters in its charset. And I think the base64 charset starts like this. Then this. So imagine these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bytes. We want to transmit 5 bytes. And base64 has 64 different characters, uppercase, lowercase, numbers. This is 10 plus 26 plus 26 is 62 different characters. And then we have the plus and the minus. And then you have 64 different characters for base64. And if we want to encode something in base64, we can take, I think, 6 bits per character. If we need the calculator. (64). Yeah, because 2 to the power of 6 equals 64, we can encode 6 bits and map this to 1 character of base64. You understand?
Okay.
So we encode this, and if we convert this to a number, it's 0, and it maps to the 0th or first character here. It maps to an A. Then we take the next 6 bits, and this is also an A. Now we have eaten 1 byte, 1.5 byte. We have eaten 1.5 byte. And assume we want to encode this here then we need padding here. We need to encode like this as well. So we get an extra A here. If this completely messed up, there's a special character for base 64. It's the equal sign. It's a padding character, then it is ignored. I'm not sure yet exactly how this works, but here we maybe need some padding to make it divisible by 4 maybe. You can add a padding byte. This would be this. And then the outcome would be this to encode these 3 bytes. Maybe we start with a programming example. Can you explain line 20?
3 null byte.
And we encode them. And PHP has built-in functions. You see, it's all zero, it's all zeros, it's all AAA. It starts with the so the char set starts with A. And if we do a 0 here, then you can imagine it is like this. You can follow?
Yes.
So what do you think is the output?
0.
This will change the second character. It will change the second character to HQ, okay? Because base 64, the first 6 bits are 0, is an A. The next 6 bits are these, and they map to a Q.
How it mapped to a Q?
Because of the char set.
Okay, so Q is number 16?
No.
Yes.
Or maybe it works on 7. No, it works on 6 bits. So this is the first character of the base 64 because it works on 6 bits per character.
Yeah.
And if we, for example, do this, 1 second. If we do this sequence, it should be a B in the first character. You understand this? This sequence should be a B, and this sequence would be this. 1, 2, 4. No. This is the byte 4, and the base 64 does work on 6 bits per character. This would be the first base 64 character in binary, and it should be a B. Now let's check if this is true. And you see this for padding?
Yes.
Could you follow this?
Yes, but give one more follow-up example.
So let's make a C for the second character. This is the first base 64 character. This is the second. Now we make a C. This should be this. And we do a D here. 6, 6, 6. A D here would be 1, 1 here. Here. 2, 0. And you know this trick, you can convert nibbles into hex. Like this is 4, 2, this is a 0, this is an 8 plus a 4 is 12, is C maybe, and a 0. Forgot to save.
I think I know why. Because C0 is a very big number. Or?
Should be fine, should be around 160.
Yes.
Now it's working. We have here the B, the C, the D, and an A for 0.
Okay, and when will I need the padding?
If the alignment of this is in the middle of a character. Now it's in the middle of a character, and there is just data missing, then you put the padding here. You can put the padding to make it more valid. This padding is for data is missing, or end of data.
How I have BCA, and then in the plane it's only 2 characters.
Because base 64 can only encode 6 bits per character. ASCII can do 8 bits, or extended ASCII.
So 8 plus 8, 16, 6 plus 6, 12, and then I have the rest. Okay, maybe it's clear now.
And in the end, it's just another charset encoding. This is the base 64 charset here. No, this is not the correct one. The correct one starts with A here, and then probably the lowercase, and then the numbers. I bet. Base 64 charset starts with an A, 0 is an A, and so on. Okay. Questions?
No.
Then do we want?
Yeah.
Then I want you to implement this function.
Okay.
And you have to fulfill the following conditions. This is the old style to write array. The new style is this. So I want you to implement this function. And the conditions are, it shall behave like base 64 encode. So your encoder should produce the same result as this one.
Okay.
And let me run it. Now we have an assertion error. You make this become true. You know the game. I'd say you just start and explain a little bit what you're thinking, what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, so you want a loop for your string.
I will make a loop now. I have the input, and then the input, let's say just input here. Now I'm just explaining. Let's say the input equals this value, okay? Correct?
Yeah, a string, yes.
Yes, let's say the input equals this value. Then I want to take every one of these and then map it into the charset, correct? So I need a charset first. Make sense?
Yes. It's important to type yourself. You have to make your own tryouts. So I prefer if you type, then better than I type.
But so I'm typing, or?
Yes, you are typing.
Yes, so good.
Yeah. And we can make the charset a string.
Yes.
You know, I'm not even sure what the actual charset is. It starts with an uppercase A.
Yes, and then small, and then the numbers.
And then plus minus? Yes. Plus slash.
It should be 65 then. There is no dash.
Slash.
So there is no minus, yes.
Now a trick.
Copy
The 26 characters uppercase, copy them, paste. Now select the right and Control Shift Y. And Control Shift X is uppercasing.
Now we have the charset, and then we have the input already, correct? But let's think here. We have the charset, and then for every letter from the input, we want to map it into the charset.
Almost. Let's try it. I would do it so. We make it dollar len.
Map or?
Dollar len.
Dollar what?
Length equals string length, string. No. There is a function without underscore. This is where PHP really sucks. It has no consistent standard library. It sucks. Dollar input, of course, and it returns the length of the input. Was denn? Guckst du? Okay. So. Ist ja eh öffentlich. And we assign